And I wear a white hat. Look at that. If you can't see it, just be it. Be my white hat. And then you see, wow, you're the crown on your own head too, babies. Yeah. We're all the Pope of Pot, the right-hand man of Mary Jane. You know, Mary Jane is like representative of the mother energy, the central essence of all. So, I mean, it's all pure. It's all cool. It all works together. Synchronicity on a free day Friday here on this Coyote Medicine Show, only on this Hazy Radio Babies Network. We love you so, we really do. I hope you can feel that flow from here in the 9,000 feet high of the Rocky Mountain sky. Spaceship love, and you got that guy, Grandpa Coyote, helping us remember how it is to fly. Yeah, baby. I still haven't quite got those fuzzy, feathery things out of my back blades yet, but they're coming, they're coming. Boy, speaking of coming, man alive in the 3D. Of course, you're going to see this. It's got to come from somewhere, so it doesn't really matter from where. And it is going to come forward because it's a gift to the earth, to ourselves, that we allowed as part of our transformation a while back. Now, what am I talking about? Plasma energy, so to speak. I mean, that's the disguise and form it's been given right now. It's really relearning our creative abilities through material aspectual ways. In other words, you know, out of the 3D comes the dissolving away of all of the divisions. Through this neat little energy somebody's messing with called plasma energy. And they've got things that will power your car, things that will power and heat and cool your home and power your computer, everything, you know, and things that will heal your body right back to, you know, total supreme health. And it's not patented or copyrighted or being held back in any way. I love the guy that's doing it. His ideas are brilliant, and I hope we got to support him from the heart. His name is Keshe. Keshe. You can look him up, KesheFoundation.org. Interesting movements going on over there. Now, it's not the best created website. It takes a bit of digging around to really find out what it's all about. I suggest, if you can understand his English, he talks in a little bit of heavy accent. But that doctor, or he's not a doctor, it's just Mr. Keshe, explains his stuff on several videos on YouTube. I mean, there must be 1 billion of them already, because stuff's been in development for quite some time. But they're ready now, and they're going to make the introduction to the whole world on October 16. And, you know, we're, at least this is the campaign he's got going on, this Mr. Keshe, is like, get your ambassadors from your country to come and see us here on October 16 when we release the entire technology to the whole world. They got quite an expansive plan on how to do it. And of course it's through the internet. But wow, babies. We're going to spread it all over the place, and how it becomes an unstoppable energy. And the technology of this, which is really spiritual, mystical, let's say, not spiritual, mystical. I mean, there is a little difference. Mystical is something you can apply without having to feel. All spiritual, it's the ulterior realm that's always within us and about us. It's creation in motion. That's mysticism, is understanding creation. Well, this is another huge step along that mystical pathway, that mystic highway, let me tell you. Because it's, you know, and these others, these governments and so forth, are just going to have to stand aside and dissolve away. Because this ends the need for anything else. You know, we can bring ourselves into complete harmonic vibration through these energies, these material energies called plasma energies. We can bring ourselves into harmonic vibration with the reality around us, and it quite naturally then provides for us all of our needs, whatever they are. Heating, cooling, get me down the highway to Venus or Jupiter or someplace out there around Alpha Centauri or whatever, you know. Wherever you need to be, you are already, you see. It's this kind of technology which is really but a reflection into this 3D of our truth, so that we can remember and employ the gifts we've been given, perhaps through this little bit of machinery to start with, which is really has no moving parts. It's just simple copper and a little bit of nano treatment. It's amazing. The simplest things in this life produce some of the most amazing results. Well, it's the same inside of our lives, you know. The solutions to all of our difficulties, to any resistance we feel here, is very, very simple. And it's nothing you can fight over, and it's nothing anybody can take from you, no matter how vampiric they are. Nothing the reality around you can suck out of you, because you create the reality in which you live through your heart. See, there's a lot of folks that think it's a willful, mindful presence that creates. Well, in a sense it is, but it ain't, you know, quote, quote, your mind isolated from the rest of reality that does this. No. It's the conscious presence of the mind, the presence, the eternal mind inside of the heart, which gives direction then to the mind inside of your bodily person and changes the way that it operates. Finally, it has an intelligence at the helm that can help guide and direct it in its creative capabilities. You see how that works? It's very simple. It's this childlike thing that we're talking about, where that little kid's sitting in that high chair watching that large family chow down and extending into the feeling of it and being totally and completely enthralled and entertained by it and completely so connected with it that that's the creator sitting there in that high chair. That's the grandfather, the grandmother. You know, that's the reunion of life. And it's a cosmic moment. And it's where it all begins. And it's back there in 1948, I think. But it doesn't matter when, or where, or who, or how. It doesn't matter, because it's everybody when it happens. You see, and there's that little baby child experiencing all that life. And in that little bubble, that little cosmic bubble of that dining room where this person and all persons are united in their experience, so the bulk of them don't even know it. It's him that's experiencing it for them, through them, you see, through creation. And it's so simple and sweet, and it's just a very pure moment. Not anything anybody could ever hold judgment on or say this ain't that or that ain't this and all the bullshit that goes with it. Just a sweet, simple moment of union where life experiences life in all of its various aspects, starting in a microcosmic little tiny place in Utah, of all places, a little tiny farming town, down there in the middle of nowhere, in some of the most beatific country you ever saw, against some of the most grand mountains you ever experienced. A beautiful place of being, and whole food right from the earth. A divinely righteous experience. It's hard to beat that, man. I'm telling you, no matter how badly the aspects around that might be treating you. The creation in that moment understands itself, loves itself, is thoroughly enthralled and entertained by itself, and is expansive in that entertainment. You know, morphs out into appreciation and creation becoming a much grander thing, because this little baby child, this simple moment could be, becomes quite expansive from there, you see. It's coyote medicine everywhere you go in this reality, you see. And in that moment right there is the undoing of the whole 3D reality and all the bullshit that goes with it. Because one little child could realize beyond its earthly mother to the real mother, the mother love in us all, and that's the communion of the heart, and that's what unites us in creation and with one another. When we recognize that, we're living it. It's not something somebody has to teach us or train us into. We're living it, just like that baby child does. Now, you just go back and remember those moments for you, because it's there somewhere. You see, we live these things simultaneous, whether it's 1948 or 1998, and you're the baby there, it doesn't matter. Wherever that is across the years and times, it doesn't matter. It's the same time, it's the same moment living. You see, it's the moment in which we're given to experience the divine way of our heart. And it's only in that baby child that we can, because it doesn't know limitations and restrictions yet. They haven't been imposed over it, you see. It's just starting to figure that one out. So the reality's kind of undone in the innocent one, sitting there in the high chair. Probably got some goobers on its mouth, who knows? Happy as a clam. even if there's poop in its diaper, but I don't think so. That's the dinner table. They'd usher him away rather rapidly if that were the case. So he's probably got some clean, squeaky underwears on. But just sitting there absorbing the whole reality, even the itchiness of the underwear, it's all so God blessed cool in that moment. That's the moment we all live for. That's the generations of time joined together in one moment. That's the season of the cow, the bull, the buffalo, the condor, and the eagle, all joined and united with the essence of the blossoming flower. It's the most beautiful time that human beings have ever created, and the most beautiful, simple, and pure aspect of love there could ever be. And our whole reality grows from that moment. You see the coyote way now? You see the coyote medicine here? How sweet it is, dear. How so very sweet. And so sneaky, too. So beautifully sneaky. In its innocence, its simplicity. It can only operate purely, so there is no deception. The moment's there and everyone can see it and experience it now. It's still there. Lives forever. It's right now. And how? It's not 48. It's not 98. It's not 2008. It's now. It's right here. This moment. And how? See, so we just remember, through that communion with those moments in the past, how we are right now, because it's only expanded from there, no matter all the poetic drama we went through in the process getting to where we are now. Whether you're 16 or 1600, doesn't matter. It's the same state of being, that same simple, pure, sweet moment that lives forever. It's like that moment when a sperm and an egg join together to create a new human life. It's magic, just like that. Pure, simple, beautiful formation of a singular heart presence in all of its creation. Talk about the Last Supper. That's the first dinner, ain't it, babies? Oh, my God. We're turning everything around here. I told you it's 180 degrees from everything, man. Didn't I? Well, Grandpa turns to pontificate a little bit, because I am the pontiff of Mary Jane. I am her right-hand man, same as you are. Or right-hand whoa man, as the case may be. Beautiful things that you be. You see how we be, man? Reunited with the mother. See, a little moment like that, then it replicates itself throughout all the experience of your life and all the lives of all time. You see, and we have similar replications of that moment. Little shadowy glimmers of it as we live through the darker times that remind us and keep us going and keep us strong and keep us glowing. Now, if you haven't got a peaceful settlement in your heart just yet, just keep glowing, man. It'll be there. It's unavoidable, because this moment exists, not just for one person, but in every person does it exist, and every person has their moment of it there in their childhood, which is right now. See, the child never dies. It's pretended to go away and to modify itself or whatever, so you can become, quote, an adult and learn to be vicious with everyone else and look out for your own little feathered nest before you let anybody else have anything, Ooh, what bullshit. You see, we're so into giving and sharing, and it goes beyond what you'd call caring. Again, it's like you extend yourself into all of this life surrounding you, and you're just thoroughly enthralled and entertained by it, and you can't help but be of a benefit to it in whatever way that flows through you, and they're, of course, all beneficial to you, no matter how insane the behavior looks. You're inside of them now. You're a part of that person as well as this one. You know it all. You feel it all. And that is the knowledge, the awareness of life you've always been seeking to gain. Because you thought you lost it somehow. It wasn't taken away. It was thoroughly implanted in you in that moment, wouldn't you say? See, so just give yourself a little time and season and you'll feel this, be this. And see this moment replicated in every moment that you live. How you do feel and know and understand the life around you, because you're the creative heart in it, man. The baby child that's totally enthralled with its own living creation, its own grandchildren, if you will. Its own little sparks of light given from the fiery little heart inside of its innocent, pure, soft little hide. See why the bad guys have so hated it? That's where the reality is. That's why they've tormented babies since time knows when. I mean, shoot, even back in Jesus' time they were taking down babies, trying to kill off the divine. See, it's gone on forever, man, you know. Because they're so afraid of that innocence within themselves, and they is us. See how far we've flown from it, and how mightily we've resisted that moment, that innocent moment of pure love in motion. And you can extend it from the dinner table clear on out into a journey across Highway 140 and the loneliest highway in America, US 50, etc., and experience it in a more powerful way. You know, I mean, be passing through creation as creation passing through and experiencing itself. You see why we love the broad, expansive places. They're frightening to some folks who are used to being surrounded by concrete and steel. But to most folks, it's like totally and incredibly awakening. Because that moment replicates the moment when you realized yourself in all of the living presences around you. And all of the creation beyond that, too. You know, that's where the dimensional thing kind of came in, because you had levels of creation, living beings and not so living beings. My ass, it's all alive. And in these moments you realize it. It just expands, you know. Pretty soon you realize why that sturdy old dining room table's held up so well and got us by so graciously. It's just all a beautiful exercise in the activity of creation. Because all of it feels like you do. If you're feeling into that, it's all feeling what you feel too, you see. Enthralled and enthused and thoroughly entertained by the creative activity it's involved in. Yeah! Oh, babies, ain't this fun? As we begin our run here on a Free Day Friday, freeing up your conscious presence to see what truthfully can be. And what is, in fact, real as all get out right here, right now.